Not so hard to be a man, it's so hard to be a human being. Because you can clearly see that women are having a hard time, and you can clearly see that men are having a hard time. So it's not about being a man or a woman, it's about being a human being. She happens to be the woman, and you happen to be the man. And it's hard to be a human being. And the conversation about human beings, male or female, is a conversation that, in my humble opinion, has dissolved. What is a human being? Some people think this is a philosophical question. In my humble opinion, that is not. That is a basic question. But what's a human being? What's a human being for? Why are you here? What are you doing? So I'm coming back to the same loop. So you have a penis and testicles. What are you supposed to do with them? And she has a womb. What is she supposed to do with them, and what are you supposed to do together? For what purpose? How can you have a conversation about a man or manhood by removing the very thing that defines your manhood, which is female? If there was no woman, would you be a man? Would there be a conversation about man and woman? So maybe the word woman is not the right word, but this is the word we use because woman implies womb man. So there should be another word for woman that doesn't make her into a man. Do you understand? So now let's pretend we have that word, and let's just use woman to simplify. My vocabulary may not be up to date. So the fact that I'm a man is 100% in correlation to her. If she's not there, would I have a conversation about being a man? So that's my take on this. And I think that's what makes the journey interesting and beautiful and fulfilling for both. Because it's a journey towards understanding what it is to be a human being. Through the process, it so happens, in my case, I'm a man, and in her case, she's a woman. So it's to discover my role in the human beingness as a man, but it's 100% correlated to hers. Now I can push it one step further. Not sure if I want to go there right away, but in every person, there's the male energy and the female energy. In nature, there's male energy, female energy. We enjoy the sun and we enjoy the moon. So in every human being, there's the masculine energy, which we can say is more active. It's the action. And the female energy, which we can say is passive, not passive as lazy doing nothing all, but passive as receive, that receives. But every person, every human being, in order to be fulfilled or complete, has to be able to receive. That means develop the feminine energy and express that what you've received through an action. So once again, these limiting concept of, well, I'm a man and she's a woman, and this very I don't want to say it's a masculine way of thinking, because that would be insulting to the masculine mind, and I don't think that that's masculine thinking. That's a way of thinking that doesn't see the whole. You cannot understand one without the other. They come together. Now, yeah, I have to specialize in the man side of the coin. But it's a coin. I'm not interested in my side. I'm interested in the coin. And in order to fulfill my job in regards to the coin, I have to do my side. And I have to be also in relationship to the other side and assist the other side to do its function. And vice versa. So we can push this conversation further, and I'm sure that we will over this talk, but as an introduction, this is where I stand. I feel that, I understand the desire of a man to want to be a man. It's in you, just like I understand the desire of a woman to be a woman, but it's become a thing. But look at nature. Let's use lions. I like lions, right? The lion is not trying to be the man. He is. But look at men. This is not a disrespect to them, or the community, or the manosphere. Again, I'm not trying to disrespect anybody. I'm just trying to highlight something. Everybody's trying to be the man. But why are you trying to be something? Why aren't you? So it's like something's gotten lost and a concept has evolved. And people are in love with the concept, and the people sell the possibility of achieving the concept. And we are presented images of archetypes who are representing the idea of manhood. Great, I have nothing against Kobe Bryant. I think he's a great character. He's a character. I don't know him, I've never met him, but he's an inspiring character. But does that mean that that's manhood? If I zoom out, I can laugh at the dude because he played basketball. This is a 40-year-old dude that throws a ball into a hoop. Now, he's doing it like nobody else. I can respect that. But you see what I'm trying to say? So it's like, there's got to be more to being a human being, and in our case, we're talking about men, than flashiness, show-offness, fameness. There's got to be more to it than that. And if that's what it is, then, well, only a few are men and the rest of us are bitches. So this is what we see. As an idealized caricature of a man, a few people who are genetically capable of fulfilling that role, a few, saying that this is manhood, and selling the dream to other people who are not necessarily designed, that's a key word, to be that kind of man, but don't understand that that's not manhood, that's a kind of manhood for a specific kind of individual. And now these people spend their lives worshiping another man or other men who are here trying to be like them and will never be. No matter how hard they try, you're never going to be that dude. So that means you're never going to be the man. And that's how you think. In your mind, you're never going to be the man. You'll always walk a little like this, with your cocking between your legs, shy, feeling a little humiliated, and trying to protect your things because, God forbid, you cross paths with that dude who's going to, for sure, steal your girlfriend. Because as the manosphere clearly says, you can't trust women. They're all hoes. Now, what I'm saying is not necessarily false, but for me, this is not reality. This is a symptom of a disease. There's a confusion. This is what I see. I'm like, this is not sustainable. If masculinity is that thing, and you have a few, 1, 10, 100 out of millions, and everybody's trying to be the same person, we have a fucking problem. Because what is it? Well, what are you going to do? You're 5'6". Hell, you're 5'10.5". Venus didn't give you all her gifts because that's not in your cards. So that you're not 100% aesthetically perfect. So you're not the man? No, you're going to make the best of what you got. Yeah, I got no problem with that. But it's always based on that, this ideal. I think this is a mistake. And I think that mistake is costing people a lot of anxiety. It's creating a lot of anxiety for them. It's breaking their hearts. It's making them go away from themselves instead of discovering what it is that they actually are, who they actually are, as per nature's design. Sure, as per nature's design, it's your job to optimize it. For sure, this is not, so on this note, we agree. But to optimize what you are, not optimize something you wish you were, but you don't know who you are. You don't know what's your design. So how are you going to ever optimize it when you're spending all your life trying to be a cartoon character? So I myself live this like everybody else, like most men. I don't want to say all, but most men, trying to become or trying to be something that was presented to me. Now I'm going to tell you what it did to me. It fucked my head up. That's what it did. It made me do things that hurt me because I didn't know any better. Because I thought, well, that's being a man. I didn't understand. I was young. I was dumb. And I'm still full of cum. But I was clueless. I didn't understand. So what am I receiving? And who's showing me these pictures? It's the media showing me these pictures. It's people trying to sell me something showing me these pictures. So I don't understand. I'm a kid. What do I know? My father's an immigrant. He's busy being a good guy, working hard, paying things for his family. He's not concerned with the culture. I'm born here. That means Canada. Infected with American culture. The good and the bad. And my mind is now confused. I'm seeing these images. I should be like this. Yeah, but how do you become like this if you're not made to be like this? Does that mean I'm not going to be the man? Yeah, you're not going to be the man. When I was a kid, I had this thing, I had to have straight hair. Things have changed, right? That was in the 90s. I had to have straight hair. I used to have long hair. My hair is curly as fuck. It's curly, curly, curly. It's beautiful, nice, beautiful locks. But in my mind, I had to have curly hair. We see black women doing like this. They should have straight hair like the white girl. And they go through such a process to transform their appearance so it looks like something. Now, it's dangerous to say that because now they've convinced themselves that they want to be like, oh, fine. Let's not talk about them. Let's talk about me and the fact that I have naturally curly hair. And I want to have straight hair because that's what I saw in the magazines. The model in Hugo Boss, who happens to be a homosexual, in a magazine. You don't know, you don't understand that. And he looks like everything except me. On top of that, he's gay, meaning he's got a great feminine energy, which makes him look almost like a girl, but like a guy. So it's very appealing in its own way, especially in pictures, you know? It's very like, and girls love, well, this is another time, the pictured. So you're like, oh, I should be like this. That's what girls want. Yeah, but how am I going to look like that? First of all, I'm Middle Eastern. This guy's a white dude. Or he's black. Problem number one. Number two, look at my hair. So then I try to change my hair. Then I try to change myself so I can become what it is that I was presented as the idea or the symbol of manhood. The same was presented to me with athletes. I loved hockey, so Wayne Gretzky was the man for me. Sure, from this I can derive lessons. I love Wayne Gretzky. I don't know him, but the symbol of him. I've studied him since I'm a kid. I've learned a lot from this dude from far, right? But when you're a kid and you don't know nothing, so you're like, I should be like this. So you start to copy. I'm gonna tuck in my shirt like Wayne. I read his book, so I'm gonna take over. I'm gonna do his rituals because I need to become like him. And then enters Michael Jordan and Gatorade. And if you want to be like Mike, drink Gatorade. I want Gatorade. I want to be like Mike. Nobody's telling me be like you, but first discover who you are. Nah, they're telling me be like Mike, drink Gatorade. Be like Mike, get those shoes. So then I go hustle my mom. I'm like, Mom, I want them shoes. And my mom wants me to be happy. And she's like, okay, I'm going to go buy you them Air Jordans. Through this whole process, there's not a moment where somebody's pointing to me to look at me inside of myself. Well, who are you? I don't know who I am. That's a funny question. That's weird. Who am I? Who asks that question? Oh, you're weird. Oh, what did you smoke? Fuck all. It's the most basic question. Well, who am I? Now that's the thing now, the question, who am I? It's the spiritual question. Fuck spirituality. It's a basic, down-to-earth question. Who am I? Who is me? What is me? Nobody, especially not the media, especially not society, especially not the culture, especially not school, ever pointed and said, look, listen, dude, you have to live with yourself. So the very first thing you should do is learn who you are. Then it so happens that you're a man, so that you're going to discover who you are as a man. And who you are as a man and what you do, what's natural for you to do, so that you can start to develop that skill set. And that you can understand and appreciate your skill set, and then in parallel understand the other man's skill set. and see how it complements each other instead of trying to beat him or compete with him or steal what's his or fuck him, which is what society teaches us. You should fuck him over. Take what's his. That's being a man. Or the new version of manhood, which is this hippie-ish, I don't want to say gay, but you know exactly what I'm saying. Gay, not as homosexual, gay as like you're fucking gay. Like this, like it's soft and this, like there's no tonus, no boundaries. Right? That version of manhood, which is like effeminate, socialist, no direction. So it's either you fuck other people over and your manhood is defined by you crushing other men, or you soft. So what kind of life is that? So as a man, instead of another man being brother, all I see is a threat. And his mind is conditioned like mine. He wants to prove to himself that he's the man. Like everybody else. So everywhere you go, you're in a battlefield. It's war. Every time you hang out with a guy, it's war. It's not, there's natural, healthy competitiveness amongst men. Of course, that's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about another mindset. I want to fuck him over. I want to destroy him. Well, that's natural. That's how nature does it. I'm like, well, first of all, I'm not an animal. I'm a human being, which we can't define. Very few people know how to define it. So they look at nature and see how nature operates. I'm like, but wait, that's a dog. I ain't a dog. Snoop calls me a dog. I can maybe enjoy being called a dog once in a while, but I ain't no fucking dog. I'm a human being. So why is a human being behaving like a dog instead of behaving like a human being? Oh, that's a deep one. Yeah, it's not so deep if you really think about it. Why are human beings behaving like animals and being proud? I'm an animal. I'm gonna beat that dog. I'm gonna crush that dog and I'm gonna steal this bitch. The music I used to listen to as a kid, right? You had a rapper. You have B.I.G., P.O.P.P.A. in his song, telling you very clearly how he's gonna go steal your girlfriend. With a beautiful, melodic, and you're just like, yeah, I wanna be that dude. I wanna go steal somebody else's girlfriend. That's being a man. Now, it's not, I don't understand, that's a game they're playing. But how could you confuse that game with actual manhood, which has integrity, self-respect, a form of humbleness, discipline, focus, an understanding of women, a respect of women. Doesn't matter if she behaves like a hoe. I respect the goddess. If she behaves like a hoe, I don't want to be associated with a person who misbehaves. It's going to take my vibrational down. I don't take my vibration energy down. No. You do that over there. None of that is there. You can go steal that man's girl. You're the man now. I did these things. I found myself in a bed. It was 2 p.m. in the afternoon of a 36-year-old woman. I was 21. Having sex with her in her bed while her husband is at work and expected around 5. Now, I'll tell you why I did that. Number one, I was smoking pot, but it's not the weed. Let's leave the weed out of this, but I had to say so. It's the music. It's not even the music, it's what the music is telling me. That's manhood. So I'm like, well, I gotta emulate that stuff. Because that's what being the man is. And then guess what? Then I'm going to go hang out with my friends and I'm going to tell them a story. I got a story to tell. And if they're going to all gather around me and I'm going to tell them the story, and most likely they don't live those experiences, or they wish they could, or maybe one of them does or will, and I'm the man. Oh, you did that. Yeah, I did that. And I just, oh, now we have a moment. Because now it's like we're in a movie. Now that's manhood, apparently. Now, with all due respect, I've gone through this. I've done it. I'm going to tell you how I felt. I felt like an asshole. I don't feel guilty, like zero. I have no guilt. Why should I have guilt? No, I disrespect myself. I learned a bunch of things. God bless learning a bunch of things. But overall, Did that make me a man? 0. Did I feel proud of myself, like genuinely internally? I'm like, no, I feel depleted because I got fooled. I got fooled, number one, by the social culture, the narrative that they're putting in my brain. And I got fooled by that lady who has her own agenda. And I couldn't see clear. She has her own agenda. I'm a moron. I'm blind. I don't understand. I'm so absorbed in the fantasy of being the man